Hello and welcome to our Sky Vision FX, where we do analysis of the forex market. So in these last few weeks we've been looking at two major pairs. We're looking at pound Aussie and gold. So let's look at let's go to the chart and see what we have. So we'll start with gold. This is the weekly chart of gold, and if I let me remove this, if we mark, so this is the new high now. This is all-time high now. It's if you scroll down, you see, if you zoom in, you see that for many years, this is 2004 down here, 2003 here. So price has not been at these highs. This is a new high. Okay, so this was the high of last week, and this was the low of last week. All right. So what do we expect this new week? Well, a number of things could happen. Price could decide to continue going up. In that fashion, you see that it's been moving from this level here. It went up, came back down, went up, came down, went up. All right. So on that, if you're following that setup, it can continue going, because it's very bullish now. It can continue going up and pull back and then continue going up. So we can see price even go as high as what's the next level? This is 624, so it can get to 27 for next week. Now if it's going to continue pushing higher, it can go to the 2700 level. So where is 2700? 2700 is somewhere here. Okay, somewhere there. Okay, so just looking at one for one. Let's see. This is about 800 pips. So let's look at it. Where is another 800 pips? Yeah, round about there. Okay, so it can get to the 2700 level. Okay, if it really moves next week. The other alternative is that price could actually push down, maybe to last week's low, push down and then continue up. Okay, so all we are looking at, price making, if it's making a new, this is how price moves. If we're in an uptrend, it will make a new high, pull back, and then make another high, pull back, and then make another high. So it's in the last 2 weeks, it's made new highs. Okay, so we can expect a pullback and then for it to continue going. Then the third scenario is that it should just make a complete reversal and break that low there. Once it does that, then we can look for a pullback and then a continuation either to these levels or ultimately at least to these lows here. All right, so let's look at the daily chart. Okay, so the daily chart, yeah, it's still at the highs. We can expect price to come down to these lows here, to these levels here. We can expect price to pull back into these levels and then continue upwards. And then let's see 4 hours and see what is happening there. So 4 hours, we can see beginning of some rejections here. Okay, so we can expect price, I think I'll prefer that. We can expect price to pull back to these lows here, or to come down properly into these lows before it then decides what it's going to do, either to continue downwards that way or to continue going upwards. So all we're looking for is for what will the price do. So I'll stop on the 4 hour charts. Okay, let's look at the pound Aussie. Okay, so this is the weekly chart of the pound Aussie. It moved all the way up, pulled back, pulled even further back in to these lows here, and then it's beginning to show some signs of it wanting to go up. Okay, so we have the high there. This was last week's high. This is last week's lows. All we're looking for here, if you're trading just the weekly chart, we're looking for a breakout and then a continuation upwards. we're looking for a breakout and then a continuation upwards, possibly to these highs and very nicely to these highs if it can do that. Okay. On the other alternative, it could break to the highs here and then continue going downwards to break these lows here. Okay, that's the other alternative. Let's look at the daily charts. Okay, daily charts looks quite bullish because of this bullish engulfing candle here and this kangaroo tail. So there was a rejection at these lows here. So right now, so we say there's a rejection at these lows here, giving us a nice kangaroo tail and this bullish engulfing candle. So price will come all the way to these highs first. This is our first target, and then we'll then decide what it's going to do next. Either it's going to continue to go up to take these highs out, and then ultimately to go to the highs, to this high here. Okay, ultimately to that high, or if it's going to just do something like this, come to these highs, do something like this, and then come back down. All right, price could do any of those. Let's look at the 4-hour chart to see what we can expect for Monday. At least the first, I think it looks more likely that price would actually just go up to these highs first, take out these highs, and then decide what it's going to do next. Either to continue to continue going upwards, or to come back down. So if it's going to come back down, let's see on the daily chart, do we have any levels? It's not so clear on the daily chart, but on the 4-hour chart, I can say if it's going to come down, so these levels here will be my line in the sand. As long as it's been above this level, so it can do something like this, pull in here, then pull back down into here. Then from this level here, it will then decide whether it wants to go back up, or once it breaks this level, then we can begin to look for possible sells. However, that's on the conservative level. However, if we get some nice kangaroo tails, bearish engulfing candles at this size here, then we can also take quick shorts just to the lows or to these levels here to see what price, to see how far price will go. So so basically all we're looking for, let me go back to the gold. So basically all we're looking for in a trade, if it's trending upwards, we're looking for it to continue going down up that way, trading within the valid ranges. Okay, trading within the valid ranges. So as long as price does not break this low here, we're looking for opportunities for it to come back down, and then we go back up, all right, to break these highs. Once this is not broken, as between this level and this level, that is our valid range. So we're looking for price come this way and then go back up. All right, that's what we'll keep repeating, whether it's for the uptrend or the same thing happens for the downtrend as well. Okay, the only time when it gets really confusing is when it's you need to get into the advanced levels now, when markets just trading between a range. Okay, like that. So it becomes a bit more difficult that way. But by and large, once it's a simple trend, you can see a nice trend on this one, and even on the pound Aussie too. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly is a bit it's not as trendy as the weekly is not as trendy as gold, but you can see this is a nice trend upwards, this one here. Then it moved down, so it moved up, moved down to this low, so this becomes a higher low. Is a potential higher low. As long as it then breaks this high, it becomes a nice higher low for us to look at for the next range, for price come back down and then continue upwards. Okay, so let's watch and see what price will do for the rest of this week. Happy trading.